the town of Jessup, Pennsylvania way. 150 years we celebrate
Jessup Groundhog
today.
Day. You're looking at two of the major founders of that holiday here today, and we're here to take up a little of your time telling you everything there is to know about this amazing event that's about to happen. Mike the Barber, do you have anything to start us off with?
Good evening and welcome to Midnight Therapy. It's always a pleasure to be here in the studio with Mr. Cat Matthews.
We love having you, Mike.
I love being
love
had.
having you.
I love being had. And what are the odds that we both wore top hats?
Yeah, you may have noticed some things are different here.
We didn't call each other either. I didn't say, hey, like, Matt, what are you wearing tonight? You wearing a top hat? Because we should match. It was completely coincidental.
I said one of us has to change, but I said don't worry about it. Where you're here, so we'll just do it. Not the typical hat I wear on this show. I only wore a few different hats on a few rare episodes, but usually it's a cowboy hat. Tonight, not so much, because we are founding fathers of Jessup Groundhog Day. The viewers may not know what that means, but I'm sure you and I can catch them up to speed on that. What would you say a founding father is?
A founding father are a select group of gentlemen who initially came forward and expressed an interest in this auspicious, this special, significant holiday. You and I, of course, co-organizers. You are the idea man that said, hey, we need to have a Groundhog Day. I can't get to Punxsutawney. You think we should do it here? Can we do it here? And I said, yes, we can. And here we are at the 150th anniversary, the quincentennial of Jessup, Pennsylvania, hosting what will arguably be the second most popular holiday in Jessup, Pennsylvania.
Very ironic, because in Punxsutawney, isn't that groundhog the most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania? And the number 2 groundhog is the lottery ticket groundhog?
Keep on scratching. Yes, he is. Gus is the second most famous groundhog.
We're very okay and content with being the second favorite, okay? You don't want to let greed and ambition blind you from what's important. And what that is starting holidays centering around certain animals that are, rat-like. I think that's the key to happiness.
I don't know if I like the word rat. Not many people like a rat. A groundhog is classified as a marmot.
Now, we're going to get to a very important part of our holiday, which is the animal we use. But we're not quite there yet. Just wanted to let you all know that we're wearing these hats for a reason. We were lying to you. We told a little fib.
What?
We are founding fathers of this event. And this is the official hat of a founding father. We are not in full attire, though. There is a, I guess, dress code of some sort that all the founding fathers will be in, and we're in quite often, and it feels good to be in it. It's like a suit, somewhat of a tux, bow tie, vest, long black overcoat. Some people have sashes. Some people have monocles and canes. You know, like the Monopoly man a little.
It's hard not to feel a certain way in a top hat. At the shop all week, I keep the hat at the top hat at the barber shop. And anyone who comes in, I put the top hat on them. I want them to see themselves in it. I want them to see how they feel in a top hat. And it instantly brings a smile to their face. It gives them a certain je ne sais quoi. They put that top hat on and they throw their shoulders back a little and puff up their chest. And they look a certain way. And they said, yeah, I like the top hat. I want to wear a top hat. And we're bringing back the top hat.
Now, the message of this entire event that I'd like to, there's many messages, but one of them I want to just let everyone know is, as far as I'm concerned, on this earth, you do have free will. And we are a great example of how to use it to its best ability. This is truly free will. We said we're going to purchase the top hat. We're going to talked to a few people, not many, the mayor, a cop, um, the borough, few people, and in a matter of almost no time, this event became real. We made a Facebook page. This is how it all started. That's how we got going on the idea. But the idea itself came as a product of true free will. I ranted for years how I love Groundhog Day. Everybody thought I was nuts. My own fiance Christy thought I was nuts. I would stare at the TV and eat cereal every morning on Groundhog Day and say, "Look, there it is." She didn't see the appeal. And then I had enough because life is crazy and I'm so sick of paying bills and doing all the mundane things. I said, you know what? Why don't we just do our own? If you can't get out to the middle of the woods in Pennsylvania, in the middle of nowhere, why not bring Groundhog Day to your own backyard? And because I'm surrounded by a certain group of maybe crazy or eccentric people like yourself,
We are the type of people, when we can't find joy, we create our own joy.
and he's right. And now look, it's happening. Now there's at least a group of 15 men with the entire outfit, right? They have the hat, the coat.
15 distinguished gentlemen, the first and only founding fathers. This is the only year to become a founding father. That door has closed, and we have an excellent group of distinguished gentlemen who will be immortalized in this special event. We hope it gets carried on for many years, long after we are gone.
You will go back and watch this one day and say, look, that was a week before the event, the most historic event possibly of all time, perhaps. I could say whatever I want. It's a claim. If you don't agree, you comment. But it might be the most important event ever because it's up to the individual of what important is or isn't. Anywho, we have these distinguished gentlemen, we have the event, we have the props, and most importantly, we have the animal. What is the term, Mike? Say the term for the one that predicts the weather. What is the animal that predicts the weather? What's it called? It's called a...
The great prognosticator.
And we have one.
Ferret.
It's a ferret. Do you see? This one is not the real one. This is a stuffed animal from Amazon. But it's only here to remind you what a ferret looks like if you're not familiar. Not everybody, is familiar with the ferret. But let's just get this straight. This is Groundhog Day, the holiday, and our animal that is the prognosticator is the ferret, not a groundhog, just to clarify.
99.9% of our followers are thrilled about the idea of having this adorable, beloved creature, an adorable ferret. But there is like 0.1% of people that are outraged. They are incensed. Why, that's not a groundhog. That's a ferret. And some of them don't even know it's a ferret. That's a weasel. That's a fisher. We know it's a ferret. We know it's not a Groundhog Day. But the sign says Groundhog Day, Jessup Groundhog Day. We understand that. We are celebrating the holiday. And we chose to celebrate this holiday with a very beloved, magical, mystical creature by the name of Jessup Giuseppe. And we're proud of our Jessup Giuseppe.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Here's the thing. This is midnight therapy. We go on rants sometimes. We talk about things. Let me explain it as if maybe you were a young child and I had to explain this. The idea of Santa Claus, right? Santa Claus is very real,
Yes.
but the mall Santas are kind of like the helpers that take on a role
What?
of this entity because Santa Claus can't be everywhere at once, and he's definitely not at the Dixon City Viewmont Mall. If he was going to be anywhere, he wouldn't be there, yet he's still there because it's the idea. It's the idea. Now, another thing to explain or over-explain is animals don't live forever. Humans don't live forever, but these little guys, I think they live maybe 10 years or so. This event's going to go on for 1,000 years. Now, what happens if our ferret passes away?
What?
Do you think that we're going to say, well, it's over? No. A new ferret will take on the role of Jessup Giuseppe.
We might get a walrus.
Or an animal. Any animal might do. If anyone has a walrus or a seal of some sort or a sea lion, sure. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of people knocking at our door offering up whimsical, magical animals, right?
There is a groundhog that lives under our front porch. And I did make a few attempts to befriend him and or capture him. They're very they could be very angry, and they're very keen. They have a very good sense of their surroundings. So I would wait by the hole that's under the side of our porch, and when he popped his head out, I made a grab for him, and he froze, turned his head, and he showed his teeth. And when he opened his mouth, like I know they have these big incisors, but he curled his lips up, and his teeth were like this, and he hissed at me and made this angry sound. He was very angry, and I just kind of like nudged towards him a little bit, and he took on a defensive stance, and he got a little bitey. I need my fingers for my kind of work, and I said this groundhog is not going to work. At the same time, Matt was discussing this with a friend of his,
The legend, Jessup Jim.
and Jessup Jim informed us that he has access to a ferret who just so happens to be able to predict early spring or 6 more weeks of winter. Matt, what are the odds?
He has some sort of ESP.
What is that?
It's like a ESPN. It's like a sports network of something, but I think it has something to do with predicting the weather.
Yes.
It's like a fortune teller or a medium.
It was very fortuitous, and we took it as a sign, and we said, you know what? We have to move forward with this holiday. We don't, it's not at the point where we want to do it anymore. It became something that we needed to do.
It's destiny. It's fate.
Yes.
People are laughing. A lot of my ideas, I tell you, you don't laugh at, you like, but a lot of people, that maybe aren't as insane, they laugh at my ideas. And I got laughed at for like 2 years for this, at least, maybe 3. And then this year we started getting more serious. And then, wouldn't you know it, using the free will like we did, you start talking, and then people are like, oh, I happen to have a magical ferret at my house. Oh, I happen to, have a top hat at home. And oh, I happen to have a business. I want to sponsor the event. And then it turns into this magical thing, in a way now that we may be, I don't like using the term over our heads. We might be in over our heads, but now it's to the point of we have like a team of people working on this project. We have a good community here.
This is how we know we are doing the right thing. And again, it just so happens to be Jessup's 150th anniversary, the quincentennial. And this will be the event to kick off an entire year of special events in the heart of historic downtown Jessup, Pennsylvania. It's a big year for Jessup. And we know we're doing the right thing because so many people are on board with us, and we really didn't have to reach out to anyone. People started reaching out to us. Hey, what could we do? We love this idea. We want to be involved. We have had every type of news media, from newspaper, radio, television, reach out to us. We didn't seek out any news media. They reached out to us, and we have been busy almost every day this week and coming up next week with television interviews. We're going to have WNEP broadcasting live from the barber shop one day next week, and Scranton Times, the radio, etc. This is just taken on a life. It's really grown legs and just taken off. And it's at the point where we found out people are traveling in from out of state and booking hotel rooms in the area. Trying to find out if there's a hotel in Jessup. There's no hotels in Jessup, but there are hotels in the surrounding areas in Dixon City, Scranton, Carbondale. People are traveling. We know of people coming in from New Jersey, Maryland, and Delaware so far. Plus, people from our own hometown and surrounding communities have really taken an interest in this, and we're thrilled. We love that idea, but it tells us, yes, we are doing the right thing.
And I think it speaks for itself that when you do something that is genuinely authentic and good-spirited and positive and uniting, it resonates with people. I mean, the world is a sick place. I say this all the time. A lot of stress, a lot to worry about, but this is one little thing in the worst part of the year, the seasonal depression time of the year. We're getting a nor'easter this weekend, and it's not good. You had to go buy the bread, the eggs. You're sad. You're at home watching Judge Judy, depressed. This breaks up the monotony. You get to something to look forward to after New Year and before spring. This is going to be, I think, a source of joy for thousands, if not even millions, one day.
Absolutely. So many businesses have stepped up and said, hey, we're going to have Groundhog Day themed menus.
Yes.
After party, of course, at Jack's Pub and Eatery. All the local breakfast place in town are offering specials. We have the Sinfully Sweet. I don't know if I named that correctly. Sinfully Sweet Bakery from Jessup.
Please refer to the Jessup Groundhog Day official Facebook page for all your specific details. But I think you're close.
I might be tripping, and I'm so sorry. But we have a bakery setting up.
Yes.
The Jessup 21st Century Club said we are going to make hot chocolate, and we're going to give that away all morning.
Yes.
And it just, the list continues and continues. Please follow the Jessup Groundhog Day page, because I'm not going to be able to remember all of the people involved this year.
We have
But
a lot on our plate, you know?
we have a lot coming in. And one of the most important things, we wanted to make sure we do not want to profit on this. We are not doing this to monetize it. We don't want to make money. We just want to have a good day, family-friendly event, come out, have a few laughs, enjoy the ferret, and enjoy the after parties afterwards. Just come out and have a lighthearted, whimsical day.
In fact, I said this the other day, I'm actually quite in the hole on this event. Spent a lot of money. I do
Is that a
acquire.
groundhog joke?
That is pretty funny. I didn't even mean that. I didn't even mean that. See?
We're in the
Natural.
hole. We're in the hole on this event, and that's okay.
It started where I had to acquire a barrel. And I'm going to give a shout out. Mama Tessie's winery, they gave us like a brand new barrel. It was like used once. It was in mint condition. So beautiful. Loaded it up in the truck. And then we brought it over, and it was like sloshing. There was stuff in there, and it was very heavy. It was like 150 pounds at least. So I bring it right to Mike's, and we bring it in. And he goes, there's stuff in here. It's spilling all over my rug. And then we tip it over into the bunghole. That's the proper term.
Yeah, the side of the barrel has a hole. It's called the bunghole.
Mm-hmm. We covered that on an episode. Please refer back to another Mike the Barber episode. I believe it's the third appearance where Mike pulled out the tap that goes in the bunghole from his pocket.
It's called the bung, and I just happen to have one on. And that's the little wooden tap that goes into the bunghole on the side of the barrel, and that's where we get the name bunghole. But anyway, there was some sloshing around, and I said, oh my, there might be some wine in here. So we tipped the barrel over a little bit and had a glass there, and it looked like a nice rosé. I held it up to the light. It had a nice shimmer, and Matt said, taste it.
Yes.
It may cure what ails you. And I have things that ail me. So I took a sip. It's not good.
He took a good swig. And we took a video of this, and we posted it onto social media. And sure enough, the owner of the winery said, what are you doing?
He said, WTF is wrong with you? That's not wine. That's sodium bisulfate or some kind of chemical used to clean the barrel.
And Mike drank it.
And look at me. There's absolutely nothing wrong with me.
He may even be doing better. Like he may be,
I feel like there's a spring in my step, and my mustache grew 1.5 inches on each side.
We on this show do not endorse drinking any sort of barrel cleaner. We're just saying that's what happened. So anyways, we put our life at risk for this event.
Yes.
By drinking poison barrel cleaner, and also buying the barrel. And we make the signs, and we make all the artwork, and we stay up all night thinking about this. And we bought a bunch of the little hats for the kids. We had to buy our entire outfit, the parts that were missing, because not everybody has every part of the outfit.
I kind of did.
I was missing a few things. I was missing the ferret underwear briefs that are mandatory for the Founding Fathers, but I found a good pair at Goodwill.
Gently used.
Well, mine were mildly used, but we used a barrel cleaner, and it came right out. So
nice.
And we still have a couple gallons of that left in the barrel, which is good. But yeah, so anyways, this is not for profit, to circle back. This is just our little thing that we could do on this earth to bring joy to others. And I truly believe the only purpose of life is bringing joy to others. In my book that never got finished, I said it was temporary happiness is the meaning of life. And I still believe that. I think this ties in. I think if you can make someone laugh or smile, and when you die, people say, that guy was always like a riot. He always came up with
He
something that
made
made me
us
laugh.
laugh. He made us smile.
You lived a good life. That's all you can ask for. That's the only thing that really matters is the impression you leave on others, what you give away, not what you take.
I've always
And
said that about the barbershop too.
yeah,
I'm doing this 37, 38 years. I don't know how long. And I've had customers that long. And I could ask them, hey, do you remember the haircut I gave you in 1989? And unless they have a photo, most of them don't. But what they do remember is how they felt when they left the shop. Whether we had a laugh, whether we had a certain moment discussing personal life things that happened, and we shared with each other stories, jokes I told, and it's really fun sometimes to get one of my old time customers in the shop and say, "Hey, do you remember that time when you were still located in Archibald in 1990 or 1991, and this happened and that happened?" And I have no recollection of that until they start telling the story. And the fact that they remember that, 30, 35, 37 years later, and it still makes them laugh, they don't care. They didn't say, "Wow, you really made my sideburns straight." The way you shaved my neck in 1989 was, wow, that was great. Yeah, but they remember how they felt and how we treated them and how they laughed and so on. That's, to Matt's point. I think that's the meaning of life, and that comes back around and brings me so much joy that they remember, that silly little moment that we just had in passing 30 years ago. And that's what we'd like to continue to do. Maybe one time, 30 years from now, somebody will think back and remember those two knuckleheads in the top hats playing with ferrets at a 10-degree day or whatever,
negative.
at a post blizzard day at the village Jessup with a tuba band and cupcakes and hot chocolate. Like, and wow, we're still doing that 30 years later. We hope this tradition continues.
How did this start? And they pull up the reference, and it's this podcast is the explanation of
This
what
is
happened.
the podcast and Matt's ferret underpants.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing them right now. But no, like what he just said is actually it fits into exactly this event. Like if you didn't have that barbershop with those conversations, this probably would never have happened because we would have never talked it out. And in that chair, something magical happens. You don't only get a great haircut, but the conversations, it's like an idea generator in that chair. And that's where this became more than just a dream. It became all right, let's do it.
It's such a unique business in that you're not going in to purchase a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread, and you're in and out. You exchange your money. Hey, nice seeing you. Have a good day. You're in my chair for a half hour. I have you trapped. You're my prisoner for half an hour, and you build bonds and you have conversations. It's a very unique business unto itself. There's nothing else like it. And
Except Botox.
I don't.
When you go to get Botox, I hear that's very bonding.
How about waxing? I don't know if that has the same.
I wouldn't want to talk.
I wouldn't want to talk either. But
No.
in a barber chair, we don't shut up, and
Yes.
it's an idea machine, and we sit there and it just, some of the conversations, great things come out of them, like Jessup Groundhog Day.
And I'm telling you, I always give my advice. The loyal fans. I think we over 100 now loyal listeners to Midnight Therapy. They know me. I don't want anything from anyone. I don't expect anything from anyone. I'm just giving you my take on stuff. And my advice, whether you ask for it or not, is to live your life more like us, in the sense of don't really care too much about what people think, and kind of never let go of that inner child. Where if you think of an idea that you think might be stupid or no one would like that, do it anyways. Because every great idea, I truly believe, came with most of the people at first saying it was stupid. I really think that. Of all, like the car, the automobile, they're like, what do you mean? You think people are going to get rid of their horses? Nobody believed it. Like, what do you mean? What do you think? We're just going to put the horseshoers out of business and the saddle makers? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was just it's so weird how this came about. I don't know how the conversation started. It was with one of the other barbers in the shop. It was definitely Sam and probably Biff. I mentioned this in June. I said, I'd like to bring the top hat back. And Sam said, "What do you mean to bring it back?" I'm like, "I want to start wearing a top hat again, and something like a cape or like a full length black coat. And I want to bring this back again. I bring it back into style." And people that were in the shop were like, "You're out of your mind! Like that's stupid. Where are you going to wear this?" I said, "After work on Wednesday night to wing night at Jack's." I said, "I will process from the barber shop to Jack's in my long black cape, cloak, and a top hat." And they said, "You're going to look like Jack the Ripper." And I said, "I don't care. In fact, nobody will care. Moreover, not only will I wear that, other people are going to want to wear a top hat and a long black coat." Not having any idea that 6 months later, Matt would say, "We should do Groundhog Day." And here we are saying, well, what do they wear in Punxsutawney? We got to wear the official uniform, which, as we stated earlier, the top hat, the long black coat. And here we are. We have 15 founding fathers who are going to process from the heart of historic downtown Jessup, Station Park, to Jack's in said attire. I don't know if that's what's called manifesting, coincidence, but it's part of the magical mysteries that happen in my life and Matt's.
I really can never explain these things. I would say that is manifestation. I cannot give you a logical or rational explanation for half the things that happen. But that one in particular, it is insane how it all led to this path. And it is your manifestation. It is literally what you said was going to happen. You didn't know quite why or how,
We had no idea why at the
but it's
time.
for a major holiday.
And again, Sam said nobody else. You're the only weirdo who's. She used the other language because it's Sam.
Yes.
But she said you're the only weirdo who would wear something like that. Now, again, our founding father membership is over. We have secured our 15, but our messenger and our phones are still ringing. People, how do I become a founding father? I want to wear a top hat. I want to wear a long black. And you can. In fact, we encourage that. We encourage you to show up on our Groundhog Day, February 1st at Station Park, 8 a.m. There's a woman I know. She's wearing a groundhog costume with the ears, like like a little. It looks like a onesie pajama set, but she's going to wear that or make her husband wear it. But there are some gentlemen showing up in this attire.
Yes. You're more than welcome to wear the attire.
We encourage that.
My 6-month-old baby will be wearing a groundhog costume.
Yes.
I just wanted to pull this out. Here is the official founding father membership badge. There are only 15 of these in existence. You
It's a
have one.
magical, mystical button.
It is very beautiful. And this is the only way to know if you're talking to a real founding father. So if you are at the event and there is a imposter, please ask them kindly, can you present your official founding father membership badge? And if they can't, you are talking to a fake founding father. And just to not confuse you, find your nearest actual founding father and report them to us.
We should have a secret handshake.
We do. Can't tell you guys, sorry. But this is becoming a big thing. I don't want to overstate it or hype it up, but I think, since this is a week before, I think we're going to see about 500 people at this event.
What?
Is my honest prediction.
I thought we were thinking like 25 or 30 people.
When we started this, I thought it was going to be me, Mike, and Jim at the station park.
Our wives.
With I don't even know if mine would come. I think she'd say, "Have fun. Send me pictures." She lives up the road, but she wouldn't come. Justine probably wouldn't come, and the bar's down the road. This is what I thought, and I thought maybe a couple people, maybe walking their dogs would wander in and say, "What are these guys doing?" And we'd be playing with this like rat, and we'd be like, "Hey," we'd be
That's curious.
We'd be screaming about the weather, but now I think it's actually going to be like a major event. That's why I want people to know a week before. that you could still be a part of this history, and I would encourage you to do so.
It is happening, rain, shine, snow, or otherwise. It is the only, there's no way to postpone this. There's no way to change the date. Everything is set up for the 1st. So if it's 35 degrees, 50 degrees, if it's 10 degrees, we're just going to tell you, bundle up, put blankets over yourself. The actual ceremony isn't going to be too terribly long.
Oh, very short.
Bring a drink of whatever keeps you warm. We'll have hot chocolate there for everyone. Olden Brew of Peckville, the vintage collectibles and coffee shop. She will be there selling her delicious coffee creations. Or if you want to BYO, bring your own beverage of choice that helps keep you warm. And then we'll process to Jack's afterwards.
Won't there also be some hot wine?
We are also having Capra Colina. Greg Betty will be making his mulled spiced wine. So delicious. And that will definitely keep you warm.
That's right out of the time period, isn't it?
Yes,
it's like
it
a
is.
flaming rum punch. Like we could actually say that now with this hat. It's kind of nice.
How about the band we have, Brass Storm?
Getting to the sponsors right now. Yes, we forgot about.
This is something that should be mentioned. They are, I believe, a 5 or 6 piece band, and I'm not going to try to attempt to name the instruments, but it's that brass sound band, a tuba. They're going to play. There's a French horn. They're going to play our national anthem, and I believe they're going to encourage us to sing along either God Bless America or America the Beautiful, and then they're going to play some festive, spirited beer barrel polka and a few other surprises. Also,
dancing is allowed. Just wanted to say.
It's not only is it allowed, it's encouraged. Also, ear candy are 2 very special Jessup Giuseppe songs we wrote and composed with the with the help of AI.
A little bit. We had a little help with the AI. I touched on this the one episode.
We were on a time crunch, so we didn't have time to sit down in the studio and actually compose it. We wrote some lyrics, we prompted in the type of music and style we wanted, and we came out with these 2 beautiful songs for Jessup to have and hold close to their hearts forever. There might be 2 more songs coming out this week. We'll see.
Maybe an album.
Maybe an album.
Now, just to rant on this just a little, I said it many times before on the show. Obviously, I'm a musician. Been playing music and recording music for a very long time.
I've been listening to music for a long time. That's very coincidental. Go ahead.
What are the odds? There's no other way to put this, but the music that AI made about this ferret is far better than anything a human could ever do. And I mean this, like, to get just the horn section of that song would take 20 different takes in a studio and probably cost $500 and 2 days to do it. And we did it in 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
The entire song. Perfectly made.
The 2 songs, one is a polka style and the other has an Italian feel to it. It's Paisan Jessup Giuseppe. It has that Tarantella, that Dominic the Donkey, Lazy Mary song. It's just got that fun. You hear it, you just can't help it. Just jump around and having fun. And that's the spirit of the day. That's what we want. We want you to jump around and have fun and dance like no one's watching.
So I'm always thinking of the future and what people will say one day. And if AI inevitably takes over the world, which it probably will, I think it's funny that they're going to look back and say, well, what were people doing right before that happened? It's like, well, these guys were making songs about ferrets. They were making songs about the ferrets before it took over the world. That's fun.
Jessup Groundhog Day, absolutely.
And you know what we'll say? We'll say, hey, life well spent. That's what you're supposed to use it for.
What did you do?
Yeah, what did you do with your AI? Cheat on your math test? Get a grip. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on, and we're barely touching on half of it. There's so much more that we're not even going to remember on this podcast, but the excitement is so much. I'm so amped up for this that we just wanted to get you something. The week before, I told you last week, this whole episode is going to be dedicated just to Jessup Groundhog Day. That is my sole focus until the day is over. The after parties are going to be great. If anyone wants to come to this event and talk to us and hang out. We're going to be out for quite a bit after. We're going to be up probably at 4 in the morning, I would say, you and I.
I don't
Maybe
think I'm going to
5.
be able to sleep the night before. I might just stay up all night. But we have to be up super early to make sure all our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. Did I say that right? Dotted? Yeah.
I think.
It's going to be a long night and a fun morning, and it's going to be worth every second.
And it's going to live on after us. I said this the other day. This is going to go on. This is going to go on way beyond our lifetime.
I hope so.
I truly think so. I hope one day my daughter just says, "Wow, my dad is really insane." And when I was a baby, he was wearing a top hat, wearing a gold sash, and he was the president of Jessup Groundhog Day.
My daughter's 28, and she's been saying that for a long time.
What a way to! There's no better way to spend life than a little insane. Isn't insanity right next to genius? Like they're like very close.
Absolutely, ignorance is bliss.
I know.
Or something. No, that's something else.
You were right though.
We're on the other end of that spectrum.
Yes,
Definitely on the spectrum.
100%, and we like it. So, any other major points would you like to touch on about this amazing event? Let's make this clear. It is the day before actual Groundhog Day. This is February 1st. 8 a.m. Sunday. If you're going to Punxsutawney, that's on a Monday. And I had a lot of people complaining, saying 8 a.m. is so early.
Now, if you were in Punxsutawney, you'd have to be up
5
in the wee hours of the morning. They start gathering the night before. The event takes place at 6 a.m., rain or shine. We figured we'd let the fine people of Jessup and the surrounding communities sleep in a little bit, go for breakfast in one of the fine breakfast establishments in the heart of historic downtown Jessup, the Eatery by Jessica, Jessup's Corner Kitchen, Jack's Pub and Eatery participating in this event so far. We encourage that. So you get a little extra time. So you don't have to get up at 4 in the morning. We do things our way in Jessup.
We need to get back as just a people in general to realize that 8 a.m. is not early.
It's not.
It's not early. Like I'm not trying. I don't want to be too hard on anyone with this rant, but 8 a.m. is sleeping in. It is sleeping in. I mean this. You need to be up around 5. Do you know how much more of the day you'd have if you got up at 5? It was like 3 extra hours to do whatever.
Sometimes I stay up till 3 or 4, and I get those extra 3 or 4 hours late at night.
Yeah, you do it the other way.
I don't need much sleep. 3 hours a night is all I need. Maybe 4.
Yeah, because Mike here is a little different. He's a Romanian vampire that doesn't sleep, really. But for you guys, I would get at least 3 to maybe 4 hours of sleep. I would to function, you know. Are you a vampire?
No.
Okay. Can you prove that you're not?
Show me a mirror.
I have one right here. I actually never did this with you. Dude, you're not even in that. The heck?
Well, it's showing a selfie. I've taken selfies. That should be proof enough.
What is a mirror?
I love silver.
I love garlic. Maybe that's why you don't ever try to kill me.
I'm Italian and Romanian. Can you imagine those 2 sets of genes fighting each other? One hates garlic and one loves garlic.
That's a funny joke. It's a stand-up joke right there.
I could put something
too clever, though. It's too clever. People to say, what is he talking about? What is garlic? What is
nut?
How about that guy at Jack's that he gets butter and garlic wings, but he gets extra butter and garlic, and then he asks for a spoon, and he drinks the butter and garlic like a soup.
I'm all right with that.
And he's just slurping it.
I love that.
We love, shout out, you know who you are. But he loves
I love the sound of that.
He's slurping it. It's like, it's greasy, like the butter. It's like, it's crazy. But he's like, can I get a little more? We gave him a cup of the butter and garlic, and he ate it like coleslaw. Like the cup. It was just butter and garlic.
I do that with my clams. I pluck all the clams out of the shell and I put them in that little cup of butter they give you, and then I slop it in like soup. It's delicious.
I believe that no one really likes clams.
They hate the
They
clams.
just like butter.
It's the juice. It's like that other shitty thing what is it, snails? It's not the snail. It's like a snot. What makes a snail delicious is that garlic butter they put in the shell with it.
Why not just dip something better in the garlic butter?
Bread.
Yeah. Speaking of bread, we're going to pivot a little.
Oh, right.
This big storm is coming. Everybody's freaking out over a storm. Yeah, like everyone's going nuts, and you hear the same old, I like to call it boomer quotes. You better go get your bread, eggs, and milk. Now, who the hell's eating bread? Who just eats bread?
All right,
Tell me.
can I address this? uh, It was a joke that was funny 50 years ago, and it was just one of those things. There are staples you have in your house that you can do 1,000 different things with. If you have bread, you can make 1,000 different things, eggs and milk, etc. Because if you can't get out, these are things that you might run to the store for several times a week. If you think you're going to be snowed in for more than 2 days, you want to make sure you have enough versatile items with which to feed your family and yourselves. So somebody made the joke in 1940, whatever. Oh, we're going for bread, eggs, and milk. What are we having? French toast? Yuck, yuck, yuck! Like, and these people still tell the joke today like it's never been told before, and it is such a dead horse. But this whole mentality of running out to the grocery store, deep down, people don't want to admit it. They love the blizzard. They don't want to admit it because they know there's a potential for people to get hurt. And then there's the people who have to go out and work extra hours because they're in snow removal, or maybe they're in a job where they might get stuck at work if they work in a hospital or in law enforcement or in a jail and they get mandated they have to stay an extra shift if their cover shift can't get them. But the majority of the people love to be snowed in. You cozy up, you make your cocoa, you get in your blankets. You don't have to worry about work and have the guilt of calling off because everything is shut down. They'll have a state of emergency where they close the road and you get to eat all your delicious snacks. You start tearing open them groceries and you're making French toast and macaroni and cheese and bacon and eggs in the morning and your coffee pot's going. We love that. These are creature comforts. And we love to snuggle up in our burrows and enjoy life for a few minutes. Watch some movies and spend time with your loved ones and look outside your window at what is a veritable snow globe of beauty. And we're actually lucky to have that right here in our area. There's some areas where it's one season all year round. We get to enjoy this and we enjoy knowing that hopefully spring will be around the corner 6 weeks early. We hope.
And the only way to know for certain is if you attend Jessup Groundhog Day and let Giuseppe tell all of us the only true outcome of what's about to happen.
Was that not a brilliant pivot? A brilliant segue?
I was almost crying.
That was
You were like,
that's the magic
I almost cried.
of Jessup Groundhog Day.
When you said the thing about the snow globe, it was like that scene from Lampoon's Christmas Vacation where he's watching the old videos.
Yeah.
I was like crying a little, and I heard that Christmas is the time of year. You know that song?
I was thinking of the one where the guy has scissors for hands and he's scissoring the bushes in the air. What was that? Edward Scissorhands?
What's the first way you said that?
Yeah,
Oh.
Edward Scissorhands, and the
Yes.
snow falls, and that adorable song is playing in the background, and it looks like that's the one I was.
I was not thinking of that.
No, you were thinking of Lampoons.
Yeah. Anyways, beautiful way to put it. Nice perspective. Optimism is always nice. And the pivot is perfect. This is the only way to really know. We aren't going to get into the details of exactly how this prediction is going to happen, but I will tell you it is quite elaborate and unique and new. This is something you have not seen before. You have seen similar.
There are grapes involved.
There are grapes. There are ceremonial cloths. There are founding fathers.
And a secret language that only very few, maybe only one founding father can speak.
And it may even be the president himself.
El Presidente.
I have been practicing this ferret language.
What is the language?
I believe it's called ferretese.
Ferret cheese?
Ferretese.
Ferretese.
It depends what emphasis you put on what syllable.
Gotcha.
But ferretese is quite difficult because of the size of the ferret. You know, it's hard to make a lot of noise. You have to listen very close. So Giuseppe will get very close to my ear, like whispering.
And as a musician, you have a very keen ear.
Yes, because I don't want to mess up what he says.
Pitch and tone.
I think it's my rare hearing system that allows me to understand the ferret clearer than most. So this is a perfect storm, no pun intended.
We're blessed to have you, Matt.
I know. We're blessed to have you,
Thank you.
Mike the Barber. You are like a mixture of the Jack the Ripper character but you're also
what a backhanded comment.
I mean,
You're a beautiful mixture of a serial rapist murderer and go ahead.
and the gangs of New York guy. You're the butcher.
Bill the Butcher.
Bill the Butcher.
The dead rabbits.
Well, like when I say Mike the Barber, it sounds like Bill the Butcher. Like
Bill
it
the
has the
Butcher.
same ring.
Yeah, but this mustache and the hat, it's kind of a vibe.
See what I'm saying there? This guy,
Kind of a vibe.
that's why you are, there's no one better to be second in command. You're the honorary scroll reader, which is, I would say, the most important part because you are the one that reads the sacred scroll.
You said scroll reader a certain way, and I got the same vibe as when we passed the Scott Run exit on the highway. We all think that word when we see Scott Run.
Scroll reader?
Yeah, it sounded like you were going to say scrotum.
Oh!
You know the Scott Run sign?
Get your
on
head out of the
highway?
gutter.
Everyone thinks, scrotum. We all laugh. We all do it.
Well, I didn't really think about it till just now.
Enough about
But
scrotum.
I guess you're right.
What is nut?
What is nut? But yeah,
Most throwback to an old show from a year ago.
if you're a real fan, you
You
would know
know.
that reference.
You know what is nut.
I think I might have to make a clip of just that.
Don't use the word clip and nut in the same sentence.
See, these are the rules I forget from English class. You can't use the word clip and nut together.
Nut.
I before E, except after C.
Except after nut.
Nut. After nut. I hate that. Oh, God. After nut.
But I digress.
I digress. Anywho, as I like to say, I believe we covered mostly everything of this. I don't want to give too much away.
I do want to and would like to give a shout out to the Lackawanna County Visitors Bureau who heard about our little event here in Jessup and they got right behind us and are supporting us. And thank you. Not that the local news media needs any promotion, but the fact that we didn't reach out to any of them, they contacted us. Thank you, WNEP, Fox 56, the Scranton Times, the supplement, The Advantage, WVIA, and KRZ, WILK, Froggy, and the Odyssey conglomerate down in Pittston. And did I miss anyone in the media that it's helped promote us so far?
Not that I could think of, but if we did, we are very thankful to anyone we may have missed. There are also some independent photographers and videographers that are going to attend.
Videographers. Yeah.
Videographers, sorry. It's
Yeah,
only
and-
what I do here.
And if I could stop you right there, here's the amazing part. This thing has grown so rapidly. And of all the media outlets I just mentioned, only one of them has been released. The WVIA interview was released. Everything else is forthcoming next week. So we have such a great response already just through, Lackawanna County Visitors Bureau, our Facebook page, Jessup Giuseppe. Jessup Groundhog Day. on
Yes,
Facebook.
Jessup Groundhog Day, Facebook.
And just through those avenues, we've gotten so much traction. When these news media outlets release our story next week, we think this is going to go ham, and we couldn't be more delighted.
And again, we can't thank everyone enough for the support. Like I said, we never thought it was going to happen. We are beyond grateful for everyone, Jack's, all the breakfast joints, everyone that's involved. We have guest speakers coming. The mayor is coming. Like this is beyond our wildest dreams. And I thank everyone for making mine and our dream come true.
We should mention the St. Ubaldo Society Chapel Tavern, the after party.
There is an after party. If you didn't get your fill at the after party, there is still plenty of night left.
Live music with
Yeah,
Mike
band
and
there,
Billy,
Mike and
specialty
Billy.
drinks.
I think there's even a sandwich of some sort.
Yes, a ribeye sandwich.
We love ribs. But yeah, this is shaping up to be quite the event already. This podcast is the first, I would say, long form content, sit down, really lay it all out in our, typical fashion. It's a nice insight. You're not going to get this on the news. You
You're
can't
not.
talk like this on the news. And honestly, you're talking to the guys right here. You're getting it right from the horse's mouth.
Right from the horse's mouth.
Yes. And we're a little, unfiltered here. We can say whatever we want. We're keeping it nice. We're keeping it. This is only about a ferret. This is only about the Jessup Groundhog Day. We'll be back to your, regularly scheduled program next week. And we'll talk about everything else we have to talk about. But this week is just the promotion and the announcement of Jessup Groundhog Day. That is on Facebook. You could search this on Google. We are real. AI knows we're real. When you ask Siri, this is a real event. This is big.
There were people in the shop asking Alexa the other night about Groundhog Day, and Jessup Groundhog Day came up in the search
I
results.
said, yo, Alexa. I swear, someone said, yo, Alexa.
Alexa, show us those results.
Did you sit in what? What was that one? Alexa. What's Jessup Groundhog Day? That's a ferret.
That's not a groundhog, that's a ferret.
Hey Alexa, isn't the animal on Groundhog Day a groundhog? I thought it was a groundhog. This guy's got a ferret.
Hey Alexa, show me those ferret underpants. I can't wait. All right. This is too inside.
Okay.
Not those, the other ones.
Oh, jeez. Like I was saying, you don't get this on the news.
Yeah, we can't do this on WNEP.
Is, the Cowboy in the Basement. This is Midnight Therapy. This is one of a kind. This is a one of a kind show. And it would only be fitting that, me and Mike here gave you this early access interview to the holiday. And like I said, I hope this is a staple that people return to and say, look, this is the week before they did the most monumental event of all time. So with that being said, any closing remarks?
I think we've said it all.
I think we said too much. But there is plenty more that we haven't mentioned, and the only way to figure out what that is to attend the actual event. One more time, February 1st, 8 a.m. sharp.
Sunday morning.
Station Park, Jessup, Pennsylvania. Get there early.
Of historic downtown Jessup, Pennsylvania.
Jessup's Heart is an actual thing now.
Yes, instead of Gobbler's Knob, Gobbler's Knob. In Punxsutawney, they have the big billboard behind the Founding Fathers, the event that says Gobbler's Knob. Can we give up what we have?
Yeah, it's already done.
So Matt did this beautiful 4-foot billboard, and it's not saying Nobbler's Gob or Gobbler's Knob. It's saying Jessup's Heart, home of Jessup Giuseppe. And we used it, it's set up as our temporary cover photo on the Jessup Groundhog Day page, if you want to get a little sneak preview. The most adorable painting of our very own Jessup Giuseppe.
Going to finish that up, wrap that up, and that will be proudly on display behind the Founding Fathers at the event. The barrel will be there. The ceremonial cloth will be there. The Founding Fathers will be there. The scrolls will be there. The grapes will be there. The groundhog collar will be there. The entertainment will be there.
Now,
you will be there.
When he says collar, he doesn't mean a device collar.
No.
Oh, no. There is a groundhog collar who uses a certain utteral, I don't know what the word is to describe the noise, but he calls to the ferret to awaken him from his slumber and deliver those magical, mystical words to our translator.
And we will need some crowd help, for that.
Yes.
The crowd will have to participate.
A lot of audience participation involved.
Yes, and most importantly, a lot of fun. Again, this is a family-friendly event. This is a good time, no drama, only laughs, only fun. So we hope to see you there, your mom, your grandma,
your Aunt Connie from Poughkeepsie, and Mima.
Perhaps even your mailman, you could tell, if you see them. Someone, when you go to the store tomorrow to get eggs and bread, you could tell the cashier, if there is one, if it isn't a robot, if there's a real cashier, tell them about it and say, ask the girl that you work with on a date to this event. Ask a girl that you're too shy to talk to go to Jessup Groundhog Day. I bet you she says yes.
She's probably already going anyway.
But say, I'd like to accompany you.
Yes.
And buy you a flaming rum punch. and then you're gonna have a family.
Yes.
We're gonna make you have a family. We're gonna manifest that you have a family because of this. So that girl you're too scared to talk to, ask her to come to Jessup Groundhog Day, get the flaming rum punch, and then thank us later. Is that too much to ask? No. Anything else?
I'm done. I'm good.
That's everything. I'm telling you, there's always, I bring this up, the arena, there's the man in the arena, and there's the people in the stands. Don't be in the stands. Do whatever you think is impossible. Just make it happen. If you come up with a dumb idea, do it. Be the man in the arena. Be the one that takes action. Be the one that isn't afraid to look dumb. You understand?
No fear here.
Go
None.
buy the top hat. Go wear the chain every episode that you got at the closing Party City.
Grow a mustache.
Grow a big one. My mustache is bigger than my face. This episode is brought to you in part by Three Saints Barber Shop and Jack's Pub and Eatery, located in the heart of historic downtown Jessup, Pennsylvania. Only took me 4 times with you here right next to me to get the ad read right.
Perfect.
Very nice. Also, Tusk, Scran, and Picardo Jewelers. Alex Picardo himself is a founding father and will be there on the event, which is very, very nice of him. Thank you to all the sponsors of the show, sponsors of the event, and all of you that believed in this dream with us. As always, stay curious, my friends. Good night.
Hey, Jessup, Giuseppe, aye, what a guy. Shadow or no shadow, watch him scurry by. Hey, Jessup, Giuseppe, oh.